Well, I have the pleasure of having a couple folks from El Toro Pharmacy. One of them you've met already. That is Christine Darcy. She is the pharmacist and pharmacy manager. Nice to have you back.
Thank you, Ken, for having me.
And you brought along the co-owner. We have Anjali Ozo, right?
Yes.
It's fantastic that you got to be here today. You've owned it for about 6 months.
Yes.
And what a nice thing that you were able to come by. And it's always good to meet the owners of these places as well. And I understand that not too long ago, you had a grand opening. So we're going to show that. We got about a minute video clip here that we're going to show. So let's watch that and we'll come right back to you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this. It's a real special event for us, and we really do appreciate you coming out. We are absolutely about the community, so everything we do is centered around that. The pharmacy's been around for almost 50 years, I believe, so even though this is not an official opening, it is our reopening, and it really is a symbol of our renewed commitment to the community. And the service and support that we'll be giving you. It's always a cliche saying that the community is a bit of an extension of our family, but that's honestly the way that we do feel. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that we care for them as a family and look after them with everything from preventative wellness to mobility to everything that we have that we service you with. This is my partner, Anjali.
A little bit shy. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who came. I'm just so honored with everyone's presence, and everyone in Laguna Hills and Laguna Woods Village has been so welcoming to us. We can't really ask for anything better, and we really do want to be here to support you guys. So any way that we can do that, please let us know. I know we're a little bit newer, but we are definitely here for everyone that is here for us today. So thank you so much.
Well, you can see that opened about a month ago. As far as the grand opening goes, I know you folks have been open for about 6 months, am I right? So I have to ask you, Anjali, how did you come about owning a pharmacy?
So I've actually been in the pharmacy industry for 11 years now, but I've been in the pharmacy world since I was a little girl. So it's always been my dream to come back into the community, own a pharmacy, and be able to be here for the community in a different way that the chain pharmacies are unable to do so.
Right,
just basically.
I was going to say, I agree with that, yes.
Yeah, so we're able to give a personal touch to each and every single patient that comes into our pharmacy, and we offer the free deliveries every single day to everyone in the Laguna Woods Village. We actually do free shipping, so if you want to come in, we can go ahead and get that medication to your door.
Yeah, that is nice, and you hit the mark right there when you say you're a family-owned pharmacy versus the big chain pharmacies, and there is a huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Christine, you've been with us before, and nice to have you back again.
Thank you.
You're a pharmacist, also the pharmacy manager for El Toro, right?
Yes, I am.
And along with that, you get concerned about when these flu viruses go around, and I know you've probably seen a lot of different people. So we're going to talk about that today. It has been just a tremendous flu season. And my first question that I have on that is, many of us, many months ago, meaning if we were proactive, and our company that we work for here got the vaccination. This was probably, I don't know, maybe October, something like that. And one of the first things people talk about when they hear, oh, everybody's getting the flu, and unfortunately there's been a lot of deaths involved, they're going, wait, we got the vaccinated. So tell me about the vaccination that was originally given out, and they're still given out, and how that helps out. But on the other hand, sometimes it kind of misses the mark, and there's reasons for that, right?
Yes, so this season's flu vaccine is about 30 to 36% effective. It doesn't mean you shouldn't get it. It still gives you a fighting chance. It is a choice, though, that you should make after you find out about what's happening around us.
Yeah.
So the flu vaccine has a flu zone high dose for people over 65.
Okay.
And there's a standard flu vaccine that is for younger people. And there's a vaccine that contains 4 flu viruses. So there's a variety for each type of patient population.
So as a pharmacist, every year the pharmacy world, maybe the CDC, do they try and figure out, okay, this is going to be some of the predominant flus that we're going to see coming up this year, and they try and hit the mark as best they can? Is that pretty much how it works?
Oh yes, they've already probably started. They started in January to research which virus was the most devastating. And then they try to put it in a vaccine, and it comes out by August.
Okay. And it, obviously, for many people, it probably did the trick. It helped, but unfortunately for many, it didn't. Anjali is an owner of a pharmacy. What are some of the things that you folks do over there to be proactive when flu season comes around, or you know, in general with the shingles vaccine and things like that?
Yeah, so we make sure that we actually have the virus, the flu vaccine in stock. As soon as it comes in August, we already are ready to give it out to anyone who is ready to get the vaccine. Getting it early, we always feel is a little bit better to be proactive. We make sure that our entire staff is vaccinated so that they're not actually spreading the vaccine to each other or to any patients that come in. We have hand sanitizer stations around our entire store, so you know you have the ability to constantly make sure your hands are sanitized, and then if you need to go into the restroom to wash your hands, we do recommend that too. So it's just being proactive and making sure you're not spreading any germs or any bacteria that you may have on you at the time.
Now, one of the things that we see more and more of are people wearing masks when they get sick. I think years ago you would see you know, travel logs and things like that, especially in Japan and places like that. That's been normal for them for probably decades. But here, it's now becoming a little bit more used, and I think it's a really good thing. I know my wife and my mother-in-law, they're taking a trip up to the Bay Area coming up this week, and especially for my mother-in-law, who has a few things going on and more would be more susceptible. They went out and they bought the masks.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I recommend that for travel, since the flu virus is transmitted through coughing, sneezing. Did you know the flu virus lives for 8 hours? So no matter how often you wash your hands, that flu virus, you know, can live, and you can transmit it that way.
And is that generally how it's spread?
Yes, through droplets.
It's airborne.
Yeah. So that's why the mask.
Yeah, that's why the mask is important. Okay, let's say whether or not you got the vaccine or not, what are some of the symptoms of the flu that right away that you should be aware of? Because I know that unlike a cold can come on very slowly over a couple, 3-4 days.
Yes.
But the flu, you can feel relatively fine in the morning, and by the afternoon, you're just like wiped out.
That is one of the symptoms of the flu, is the abruptness of it. Fever, body aches. Sometimes you get cough, sometimes you get diarrhea. So it is different from the cold or the cold. And really you should get to the doctor if you have a high fever, because Tamiflu, which is the medication used to treat it, can only be used within the first couple of days of the symptoms.
Okay. And if you go to, if someone came in to see you and they felt they had the flu that's coming on, first, they need to see your primary first. You can't just hand out Tamiflu. It's not over-the-counter product.
It is a prescription medication.
Okay. So you've got to quickly call your primary care provider.
Yes.
And hopefully, in a season that we're having now, they're proactive enough to say, yeah, come in right away.
Yes.
I can remember several years ago, I forget how long ago it was, there was a pretty strong strain going around. There wasn't really a lot of deaths involved with it. So you'd go to see your doctor and they were like, oh, you don't really need it. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I think this season's a little different.
Now remember, it also depends on what disease states you already have.
That's true, yeah.
So if you're a person that has diabetes, congestive heart failure, immune compromised system, now those are the people you want to help the quickest.
Okay, let's go back to the vaccine. If you did not have the vaccine yet, is it too late to get it?
No.
Okay.
So the CDC recommends to get the vaccine, even though in our area they're saying reports of the flu cases have decreased. I've also heard that there may be a second round because there is more than one virus going around. So
All right.
hopefully that doesn't happen. But remember, the flu vaccine takes 2 weeks to work after you get it, so it's not instant.
And there's always that myth that if you take the flu vaccine, you can get the flu.
That's not correct because the flu virus is a dead flu virus. I like to describe it that way. It should not cause the flu.
All right, very good. Well, these folks are right down the street, El Toro Pharmacy. It is over there in Moulton Plaza, and really great location, great people. I mean, really, I've met you before. I just met Angela before. Really nice people. Thank you for coming on, and I know we're gonna start to see you a little more often, right?
Yes.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
And remember, El Toro Pharmacy, right over Moulton Plaza. If you're not sure where that is, you know where Polly's Pies is, and it's just right across the parking lot from there, right?
Yes.
All right, very good. We'll be right back.